Have you ever tossed a 1979 Lincoln penny into a jar without a second thought? What if I told you that one tiny detail on that ordinary-looking coin could mean the difference between 1 cent and a life-changing payday? Before you rush to empty every coin jar in your house, there's something every collector and every seller needs to know, because the truth is even more fascinating than the rumors. The 1979 Lincoln penny without a mint mark is one of the most searched coins in America. Millions were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not use a mint mark on Lincoln cents that year. Most are only worth face value, or a few cents in circulated condition. But hidden among ordinary examples are exceptional coins that collectors eagerly compete to own. This is where the story becomes exciting. The biggest mistake people make is believing every 1979 penny without a mint mark is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. It isn't. And that's exactly why so many valuable coins are accidentally overlooked. People search for headlines instead of learning what actually creates value. So what separates an ordinary penny from one that could command an extraordinary price? It starts with condition. Professional grading companies use strict standards, and the difference between an average circulated coin and a virtually perfect mint state example can mean hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Add a dramatic mint error, an unusual striking flaw, or an exceptionally rare variety, and collector demand can increase dramatically. Now ask yourself this: when was the last time you examined the pennies sitting in your home? Most people never do. Some are scratched, worn, or damaged from decades in circulation. Others have quietly survived in remarkable condition because they were stored away shortly after leaving the bank. That's why experienced collectors inspect every coin instead of making assumptions. Here's something that makes people smile. That coffee can full of pennies your grandparents saved? It might finally get more attention than the family photo album. Sometimes history hides in the smallest places. But don't let excitement replace good judgment. Online claims about a 1979 no-mint mark Lincoln penny selling for $779,000 should always be verified with reliable auction records and professional authentication. Extraordinary prices are typically associated with exceptionally rare coins, major mint errors, or unique circumstances not an average 1979 Philadelphia cent. The smartest collectors chase facts, not fantasies. And here's the part many sellers regret discovering too late. Cleaning a coin almost always reduces its collector value. Even gentle polishing can leave microscopic scratches that experts immediately recognize. A coin that looks brighter to the naked eye may actually become less desirable to serious buyers. Instead, examine your penny carefully under good lighting. Look for unusually sharp details, original luster, unusual errors, or anything that appears different from a typical coin. If you believe you found something special, have it authenticated before accepting the first offer that comes your way. The next time a single penny lands in your hand, don't dismiss it simply because it says 1979 and carries no mint mark. Every remarkable discovery begins with someone willing to take a closer look. Most coins will remain ordinary, but every great collection started with one careful decision, one curious moment, and one person who refused to overlook the smallest piece of American history. Your next incredible discovery may not be guaranteed, but you'll never find it if you stop looking.
What if the next coin worth a fortune is sitting in a jar on your kitchen shelf, hiding in plain sight? It sounds unbelievable, but that's exactly why experienced collectors never ignore an ordinary-looking Lincoln penny. Today we're looking at the 1987 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, a coin surrounded by rumors, collector excitement, and extraordinary price claims reaching as high as $777,000. But before you rush to empty every piggy bank in your house, there's something you absolutely need to know that could make all the difference. Millions of 1987 pennies were struck in Philadelphia without a mint mark, making most examples worth only face value. Yet the coin-collecting world has proven time and again that a tiny manufacturing mistake, an exceptional state of preservation, or a truly rare variety can transform an everyday coin into something collectors compete fiercely to own. That's why knowledgeable buyers examine every detail before making an offer, and why smart sellers never assume an old penny is worthless. So, what should you be searching for? Start by checking the date carefully. Look for unusual doubling in the lettering or numbers. Study Lincoln's portrait for unexpected design changes. Flip the coin over and inspect the Lincoln Memorial for missing details, strange die cracks, or dramatic errors. Then look at the coin's overall condition. A brilliant, nearly flawless penny can attract dramatically more interest than one that has spent decades rattling around in someone's pocket. Now here's the part many people overlook. Imagine finding what appears to be a rare error, only to clean it before showing anyone. That single decision could permanently reduce its collector appeal. Yes, the irony is almost funny. Sometimes doing absolutely nothing is the smartest move you can make. Resist polishing it, scrubbing it, or trying to make it shine. Collectors value originality far more than artificial brightness. And what about the headline-grabbing figure of $777,000? Extraordinary prices are generally associated with exceptionally rare coins, unique minting errors, or specimens certified in remarkable condition by respected grading services. Not every 1987 no-mint mark penny will command anywhere close to that amount. That's exactly why careful authentication and professional evaluation matter before believing any estimate or accepting any offer. Here's where the story becomes personal. Somewhere across America, forgotten coin collections are being inherited, attic boxes are being opened, and old jars of change are finally being examined. Every one of those discoveries begins with someone asking a simple question. What if? That curiosity has led to remarkable finds before, and it continues to inspire collectors every single day. So before you spend another penny without looking twice, slow down. Check the date. Inspect every detail. Protect any unusual coin you discover. Compare it with verified examples, and seek professional authentication if something appears truly different. The coin in your hand may be ordinary, or it could become the conversation that changes your collecting journey forever. Sometimes incredible opportunities don't announce themselves with flashing lights. Sometimes they arrive disguised as a single copper penny waiting patiently to be noticed. Have you ever looked at a handful of pennies and wondered if one tiny copper coin could completely change your future? Most people toss a 1988 Lincoln penny into a jar without a second thought. But what if that ordinary-looking cent was hiding an extraordinary story? Before you spend another penny, take a closer look, because collectors have paid astonishing amounts for the rarest examples, and one small detail can make all the difference. The 1988 Lincoln cent without a mint mark was struck in Philadelphia, where millions were produced for everyday circulation. That means the vast majority are worth only face value. But coin collecting has never been about the ordinary. It's about discovering the extraordinary hiding in plain sight. That's exactly why experienced collectors inspect every coin under bright light instead of assuming they all look the same. Now here's where things become fascinating. The highest prices are not paid simply because a coin is from 1988 or lacks a mint mark. They are paid for exceptional combinations of rarity, pristine preservation, and, in some cases, remarkable minting errors. Imagine finding a coin that survived decades with almost no wear, brilliant original luster, and details so sharp they appear untouched by time. Those are the coins that ignite bidding wars. And here's a question that could save you from making an expensive mistake. Would you recognize a truly valuable coin before spending it? Most people wouldn't. They see one penny. A collector sees strike quality, surface condition, color, and tiny characteristics that separate a common cent from an elite collectible. Believe it or not, some people have unknowingly spent valuable coins buying nothing more exciting than a cup of coffee. That's an expensive caffeine habit. The excitement doesn't stop there. Among 1988 Lincoln cents, specialists carefully examine every letter, every number, and every design element for unusual varieties and genuine mint errors. These discoveries can dramatically increase collector demand. That's why experienced buyers never rush. They inspect, compare, verify, and only then decide what a coin may truly be worth. You may have heard incredible stories about Lincoln pennies selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars, even approaching astonishing figures like $778,000. While headline prices are reserved for extremely rare coins with exceptional qualities and verified authenticity, they remind us of one important truth. The next remarkable discovery will almost certainly begin with someone taking a closer look instead of walking away. So before you clean your coins, stop. Cleaning can permanently damage the surface and destroy much of a coin's collector value in seconds. Instead, store any promising examples safely and consider having exceptional pieces professionally authenticated and graded. That single decision could mean the difference between preserving a collectible treasure and reducing it to ordinary pocket change. Here's the remarkable part. Every collection begins with curiosity. Every valuable discovery begins with someone asking one simple question. What if this coin is different? Most people never ask. They never check. They never know. Tonight, open that forgotten jar in your kitchen. Search the drawer you haven't touched in years. Or empty the loose change from your car. Somewhere among those ordinary pennies could be a coin with an extraordinary story waiting to be uncovered. And sometimes, the greatest fortunes don't arrive with flashing lights. They arrive one humble penny at a time. What if the ordinary-looking 1991 Lincoln penny sitting in your change jar could be worth more than a luxury mansion? It sounds impossible, yet stories of overlooked coins selling for astonishing prices have changed the lives of everyday Americans. The real surprise is that the most valuable examples don't always look extraordinary at first glance. That's exactly why collectors search relentlessly for them, and why you should never dismiss a 1991 Lincoln cent without taking a closer look. The 1991 Lincoln penny without a mint mark was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, where millions entered circulation. Most are worth only a single cent, but the rarest examples with exceptional preservation or remarkable minting errors have become the true prizes of the collecting world. Imagine finding a coin that everyone else ignored, only to discover it belongs in a professional auction instead of a pocket full of spare change. Stranger things have happened. Now here's where the story becomes fascinating. A coin's value is determined by far more than its date alone. Condition can mean everything. Collectors compete fiercely for coins displaying nearly flawless surfaces, sharp details, original mint luster, and virtually no signs of wear. Add a significant mint error into the equation, such as an off-center strike, dramatic die crack, doubled design elements, or another authentic production mistake, and demand can increase dramatically. Suddenly, what appeared to be an ordinary penny becomes the centerpiece of an advanced collection. But wait, before you start planning an early retirement, here's the reality check. Most 1991 no-mint mark pennies are not worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. The highest prices reported in the marketplace are typically connected to extraordinarily rare combinations of elite condition, authentication, and exceptional characteristics. That's why professional grading is so important. Without expert verification, even an impressive-looking coin remains just another opinion. Here's a question. When was the last time you actually examined the pennies hiding in your home? The coffee can in the garage? The old piggy bank? The forgotten dresser drawer? Those places have surprised families before. Sometimes the greatest treasure isn't buried underground. Sometimes it's buried under old receipts. This is where patience becomes your greatest investment. Study every detail. Look closely at Lincoln's portrait, the lettering, the date, and the reverse featuring the Lincoln Memorial. Search for unusual doubling, striking abnormalities, or coins that appear remarkably well preserved. Handle potential discoveries carefully by their edges, and avoid cleaning them. Ironically, a shiny cleaned coin often becomes less desirable to experienced collectors. Every remarkable coin discovery begins the same way. Someone decides to look when everyone else walks away. That's the difference between spending a penny and investigating a possibility. While most coins will never become life-changing treasures, it only takes one extraordinary example to rewrite an entire story. So the next time a 1991 no-mint mark Lincoln penny crosses your path, don't rush to spend it. Slow down. Inspect it carefully. Compare it, research it, and if something seems unusual, have it authenticated by a respected grading service. Because history has a funny habit of rewarding the people who pay attention, and your next penny could be far more than loose change. Could be the discovery you've been hoping for all along.